Hey guys, welcome to Mind Your Health podcast with me, Dr. Connie. Today I want to talk to you guys about why diets may be what's perpetuating your inflammation. Because if you're like most who struggle with digestive issues, you have tried various diets recommended by experts, doctors, social influencers, coaches, nutritionists, etc. So, whether it's keto, plant based, Mediterranean, paleo, vegan, or even intermittent fasting, there's a scientific evidence and living proof of those that follow such diets that do miracles for the person who recommends them, right? Then there's the question of how is it that opposing diets are both valid and research based? And if they both work, then the question is what diet is right for you? Which do you choose? Then it all comes down to choice. So you choose the one that you resonate with and try that out full of hope. You get super excited with the initial results, but the results begin to plateau, leaving you with the same symptoms you started with. You begin to feel bad about yourself and unknowingly start to think there's something wrong with you because you see others achieving the health goals that you want, but it's just not possible for you. But you know that if you don't do something, your health will continue to decline and fear sets in to trigger you to follow yet another diet and then another, all while slowly losing all hope for healing. You may want to lose the stubborn 10 pounds that grow like a spare tire in the middle with all the symptoms of hormone imbalances. So you take the recommended supplements based on what you read on the internet. Then you hear of an influencer raving about how she eliminated bloat and gas by taking digestive enzymes. So you buy into that. Oh, and there's a miraculous protein powder the celebrity doctor endorses that you can heal all kinds of gut troubles, plus weight loss. So you buy into that. And before you know it, you have a cabinet full of supplements and powders for every kind of issue you have, and you have no idea what works and what doesn't. You finally buckle down and decide enough is enough and hire a holistic or a functional medical doctor to test everything under the sun for you to see what truly is wrong, only to find all kinds of things are deficient and elevated. You don't even know what the heck that means. And you're given then a specific supplement, hormones, or even medications or herbal regimen to follow, along with the diet plan, of course, to eliminate the offending foods. Your patience now is waning, but more importantly, you begin to feel like nothing works because this is a heavy, heavy program and you've wasted all this money or spent all this money. So now you have to sort of validate what you spent. And so you are busy following the thing, hoping and defending that it is working, but yet you continue to have struggles. And you've sort of reached your psychological limit and you begin to accept that you just have a broken body. If some parts of this are true for you, what I said, I want you to know you're not alone. I was once there too. I believe food is medicine, but food still needs to be chosen as the thing that you choose to eat. And then you have to eat it, the behavior of eating it. It needs to be then digested, assimilated, metabolized, and also eliminated. And such physiological processes require the right state of being. It's not enough to do the thing and expect the results. You have to be in the right state of being or healthy state of being. More emphasis should be placed on your state of being as the foundation of health. Instead, we have a vast amount of things you can do without the regard to the state in which you are doing that thing. It's like flying without a pilot, flying the plane. The pilot controls the engine power using a throttle. Pushing the throttle increases power and pulling it decreases power. And you have to stay in between the two to sort of navigate where you're headed on the plane to get you to the destination safely. Without the pilot in the cockpit, the plane will crash. From years of clinical experience and helping patients improve their health through food and movement, this is what I see. Patients just don't know how to adjust what they do. They do the diet or the movement without regard to the state of their being. There are so many different camps too for diet and fitness. There's the holistic, yogic, and mindful side. And then there is the fitness, resistive to heavy weight training like boot camps and CrossFits. The diet and holistic culture tends to label too or categorize something as inherently good or bad, right or wrong, which is very polarizing. And it also places fear and negativity in our minds, which also adds to perpetuating your symptoms because that confusion alone perpetuates inflammation. But staying flexible and fluid with the foods or the diet plan or the fitness regimen is more productive without labeling them. There are no bad foods. There are no bad exercises. It's just what feels good in the moment. Like when you're sick in bed, you're going to want some very, very, very healing foods or comfort foods that your mom made you without regard to, oh, is this going to get me off my track? You need to heal at that moment. So you have to focus your energy on that. Forget about the diet. And then there are times when you're going to need some healing movement because you have a crook in your back and it just doesn't feel good. And so you want to take it light. And so you might need a little bit of yin, right? Slow stretch and healing, more mindful, as opposed to CrossFit, lift as heavy as possible, right? But neither are good or bad. They're just tools. There are good foods, better foods, and best foods for the phase of health and life you are in, as well as for the goal you want to achieve at any given moment. And this goes for fitness as well, and different types of exercise regimen. But I want you to remember that all such things are just tools. Tools that may or may not work depending on your end goal, not what your celebrity influencer is doing. You blindly follow. The tools you use will be different for your goals. So you first have to be clear about your goals and be mindful of your state of being and your phase of life. And most importantly, tools are only as effective as the person using the tools. And when you focus on the tools to fix you, when you're the one using the tool, you can clearly see how this can backfire. Think of a knife, right? Knife is a powerful tool in the kitchen to cut food into pieces. But you know what? It's not practical to cut pieces of paper, although they both cut. They cut different things. While cutting is the end goal, you'd need a different tool, right? Knife or scissor to get the specific results and deliver optimal outcomes with ease. But in the name of healthy diets, it's in the name of health, many diets are making us restrict, deprive, and force ourselves into living a certain way. And this is the very thing that triggers inflammation within us that can perpetuate dis-ease in our bodies to further perpetuate symptoms. Because before diets can be effective, you must consider yourself, your genetic makeup, your lifestyle, your commitment, your symptoms, your culture, your circumstances, your relationships, your preferences, most importantly, your environment. Today, people are unknowingly judging people based on their diet camps. Vegans criticize paleo enthusiasts and foodies against those on elimination diets, and ethnic foods to mainstream fusion counterparts. There's polarizing viewpoints in just about any sector in our lives. And as a health and wellness expert, I too used to label things as good and evil, which then triggered guilt and shame if I had a human moment of pure indulgence of a chocolate cake. Rather than being fully present to enjoy that thing, I was immediately struck with guilt, shame, and judgment. I see this with my patients as well. When there's shame with your favorite foods that you truly enjoy and you deny yourself of it, it causes more harm. But when you allow yourself to indulge in the foods you love without guilt, that food you enjoy can have better healing effect than the green juice you forced down with a frown. The way to reduce inflammation in the body is to start from the inside out by focusing on your state of being. If you're like most, sometimes you just need to hear that indulging is okay because you really need that chocolate cake in that moment of weakness right before your period, perhaps, or you just went through a breakup and you just need some comfort. A little bit of indulging is okay. My point is to do so without guilt and shame and judgment. And there is a way to pull that into your life and allow yourself some humility and humanness by just incorporating balance in your life. Be aware of your feelings toward your diet. Does it feel heavy, hard, and forced? You can let go of the white knuckle grip on staying the course. I must, I should, right? And allow yourself space to indulge and rethink what you truly want, but more importantly, what you truly need. Because when you bring mindfulness to your life, you start to cultivate this awareness of yourself and you start to honor your needs. I promise you guys, this will help you to have fun creating the proper diet for you at any given time in your life and stay fluid. And you just adjust to the phases of your life and what your body needs at that any given moment. You become the master. You start to fly that plane. You become the pilot who knows how to adjust that throttle up and down. I just want you to remember that there is a sensible way to do this. You don't have to grip and be in misery in the name of health. And it's not so negative. We just need to find balance. And there's a strategy for that, right? So remember, give yourselves grace. And I just wanted to say that for those of you who really needed to hear this. Thank you so much for giving me and allowing me space in your time and day. If you want more, follow for more at Dr. Connie Chung, Cheung, on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube as well. And message me. And we'd love to know what you are struggling with in your diet. Thanks so much, you guys. And I'll